Happy Monday! This is Unit 5 and this is all about functions. And in class we talked about this word relation. Think about it as relationship of numbers, or how numbers are related to each other, right? It's a relation. And in math we're talking about an input value, the x value, and their relationship with the output value, which is the y value. How are they going out together, right? How are they related to each other? So a relationship in math, I could think of it as an input related or associated with an output. Okay, so for example, my 1 is associated with the number 2. My 4 is associated with the number 5. And say I have a number 5 who's associated with 2 as well. And I could put this as in a table, right? So my input is x, my output is y. 1 is associated with 2. 4 is associated with 5, and 5 is associated with 2. And I can also show it by plotting it. So I have 1 that goes to 2. 4 that goes up to 5. And I have 5 that goes up to 2. So I can show it in 3 ways. I could also show it with an equation. Okay, we'll get into that later. Now, a function is a special type of relation. It's a special relation. Alright, it's a special type of relationship where one input has exactly one output. Okay, only one. It can't have two. It can't be a two-timer. It can only have one output, exactly one output. So if you want to think of it, Bob can only date Mary. Okay, he can only date Mary. So if Bob is a two-timer and he dates Sue, that's not a function. It's a non-functional relationship. Does that make sense? Do not be dating no Bob. Okay, don't be dating Bob. Sorry if there's a Bob out there. It's a non-functional relationship. So you can think of it that way. Bob can only be dating Mary. That's it. One input to one output. You can't have one input that goes to two outputs. It's a two-timer. Okay? So this is also not a function. Not a function. If I have, say, for example, my input, I have 1. And it goes to an output of 2, right? That's my relation. And 1 also decides he wants to play a little bad boy and wants to go to 4. And then we have 2 that goes to 5. This is not an input because number 1 is going to 2 numbers, 2 and 4. We can't have that. Okay, we can't have that. So this relationship is not a function because 1 is associated with 2 and 5, or 2 and 4. So Bob is dating Mary and Sue. Not good. Not good. Okay? Okay. So is this relation of these order pairs a function? Okay, let's see. I'm going to draw a mapping. I'm going to put the input here and the output here. Okay, I'm going to draw a mapping of it. So we have -3, we have -2. I'm looking at the x values. -3, -2, we have a 0. And we have a -2 again, so we don't write it again. Okay, let's look at the output. 3 is going to 2. Excellent, good boy. 2 is going to 0. Alright, that's good. 0 is going to 5. And then 2 is going to 8. So 2 is dating 2 people. That's not good. This is not a function. Nope, not a function. Okay, so remember there's 4 ways to show a relation. You can mapping diagram, which is what I just did by drawing those arrows. You can do a table. You can graph the points, or you can do an equation, which we will get into soon, but not yet. Alright, so if you draw a mapping diagram, such as the one we just did, if one number has 2 things coming out of it, it's not a function. In a table, you can look at the numbers and see if it has 2 things, 2 outputs. It's not a function. On a graph, let's look at what it will look like on a graph. Take that last problem and let's graph it real quick. So these were the points, right? So I have -3, 2. So let's plot that. I'm doing this one first. -3 and up 2. And then 2, 0. And then we have 0, 5. which is right there, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then -2 again, and 8 up there. Okay. So remember, this was not a function. And on a graph, you can tell if it's not a function by drawing vertical lines. Verticals, and if it hits it twice, it's not a function. So as you can see, this vertical line hits twice. So it's not a function. We'll talk more about that later. But it's not a function, and this is called the vertical line test, okay? This is called the vertical line test when you draw lines throughout the graph, and if you hit 2 points on that vertical line, that function, well, that relation is not a function. Alright, let me give you a try it. Alright, here's the table. Tell me, is it a function or not? Function or not. If it is, tell me why. If it isn't, tell me why. There's many ways to show it. And here, same thing, function or not, and then why or why not. Okay, function or not. And then I want you to explain on both why you think it's a function or why you think it's not a function. Okay? Alright, well, I'll see you tomorrow, and I hope you have a good day. Oh, also, let me show you the new Korean word for today. Okay, the new word for today is teacher. And that in Korean is 성. Whoops, I'm writing Korean all of a sudden. 성. Whoops. 생. 님. 선생님. Okay, 선생님 is teacher. So my name would be, you say the name first. 박 선생님 is teacher. Okay, I hope you have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.